Hey, what's up, homies? And tonight's topic is 10 worst Dragon Ball tropes. Well, Dragon Ball deserves its reputation as one of the best anime and manga properties of the time. But even it has some annoying tropes that fans hate. There are few anime series that have connected on the universal evergreen level of Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball. After more than 35 years, audiences still eagerly participate in Goku's next big adventure and what young President Elvis will threaten the universe. The universe. Dragon Ball properly embraces nostalgia whenever it's possible, and it's a series that you understand what initially drew audience in. There's not end in sight for Dragon Ball, but the series' lengthy run has led to certain tropes and patterns that present the warmth of the franchise. And there are certain elements that Dragon Ball just can't shake, even though it's a series that usually knows who to learn from its mistakes. Well, number 10. There are always new sets of Dragon Ball with changing rules. Right from the start of Dragon Ball, there's always been a lot of stock that's placed in the titular orbs that can grant practically any wish imaginable. What was once a nearly impossible feat has now been reduced to pointless busy work, and it's no longer a challenge to assemble the Dragon Balls. Dragon Ball has repeatedly introduced new sets of Dragon Balls while also boasting the powers of Earth's own, all in the name of getting greater mileage out of his treasure. It just made the Dragon Ball feel disposable, and that there will always be more sets to discover. Villains go through multiple forms before they are at full power. Number 9. And it's always goes for concert when a villain reveals that they've only been fighting in a fraction of their power and they're begging to cycle through a series of increasingly powerful transformations. And Dragon Ball fused dozens of episodes through Frieza's many transformations, but it's now a foregone conclusion whenever a new villain emerges. Cell, Boo, Moro, and Gas are just some of Dragon Ball enemies that utilize multiple forms to make their points. Audiences are most conditioned to ignore a new villain's introductory look signs. It's probably only temporary. Number 8. Science are the only important characters. One of Dragon Ball greatest hardly see that it introduced such diverse, fascinating characters, and then there is inevitably not enough time to give everyone the showcase that they deserve. So many valuable Dragon Ball characters recede into the background simply because they can't match the roaring wave of Saiyan's strengths. Saiyans are straight entertaining characters, but Dragon Ball has empowered them so much that they're now the only characters who make a difference in battle. The Saiyans' success shouldn't has to come at the expense of humans and the other powerful races. Number 7. Death becomes irrelevant through constant resolutions. Death is a strategic event that many anime characters, unfortunately, become all too familiar with over the course of their adventures. Some of the greatest lessons that have been learned in Dragon Ball are the pursuit of characters passing away. It's also a popular catalyst for characters to transcend to new transformations. However, the presence of Dragon Ball and forms of divine interventions continually find ways to revive deceased characters, even when they've received despair multiple times before. Dragon Ball has reached a point where it's rarely half-wave anymore. Number 6. Goku always saves the day. Audience can exactly bet reach Dragon Ball for routinely turning it to its main character. Goku take out the major villains of each story arc. However, Dragon Ball has dozens of worthy heroes, many of which will be explicitly set up to defeat the new foe, only for Goku to swoop in at the last minute with a win. It's frustrating and repetitive for characters like Vegeta and Gohan to get wiped out in the final as Goku reclaims his level as Dragon Ball greatest hero. Dragon Ball Superhero has made such an impression on audience exactly because it strays from his trope. Number 5. Major villains use a hero's own attack against them. Dragon Ball Z is Cell is a unique treat when he first shows up since he's created out of the genetic material of Earth's greatest warrior. This means that Cell can perform classic techniques like the Kamehameha, Solar Flare, and Destructo Disc, and even possesses Namekian regeneration. It's challenge when these symbols are used against the heroes, but it's an idea that Dragon Ball continually resurrects. Majin Buu, Goku Black, and 7-3 are enemies that resort to stolen or recycled techniques. It's meaning a little less each time it happens. Number 4. Problems are often solved through new transformations. Some of the most exciting moments from Dragon Ball involve Goku and Gohan's debut transformation into Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2. It's understandable for Dragon Ball to return to his well for its subsequent villains, but it's resulted in a predictable pattern that is limited the series in certain ways. Many big battles are robbed of their initial suspense because it's assumed that a mysterious transformation will trigger it and push the heroes to victory. Some of these transformations or techniques are even contained in singles battles. Plenty of pivotal Dragon Ball transformations come completely out of the blue. Number 3. The series scope keeps getting bigger. It's quite remarkable that the original Dragon Ball begins completely grounded on Earth, considering that it's evolved into series that regularly travel beyond the limits of the universe and across multiple realities. It's genuinely exciting when Goku and company leave the comfort of Earth's atmosphere for the first time. However, Dragon Ball now faces problems with how it thinks that it needs to keep exploring greater heights and an expanded scope. To tear the teeth like the Supreme Kai and even Lords of Destruction no pole in comparison to figures like Omni King Zeno. Each time that these boundaries expand, it gets a little more ridiculous. Number 2. Defeated forms will find their way back in the fray. Anime series always need to be looking forward to new and challenging obstacles. However, there's a natural temptation to return to what's worked in the past. Dragon Ball doesn't just recycle themes and revenge scenes, but some of the show's biggest villains like Vegeta, Captain Ginyu, Frieza, Cell, and certain androids will find their way back into the mix. Sometimes these unexpected returns can work, like with Mercenary Tao, but often they feel lost in the past and resistant to change. Plenty of these rematches don't bring anything new to the table and rely upon the enemy's previous reputation alone. Number 10. The movies are considered to be useless fun. There are more than a dozen movies across the various Dragon Ball series that present grandiose, twist that are usually bigger than what can be contained in standard episodes. By and large, in Dragon Ball's movies are considered to exist outside of the proper canon and functions more exciting alternative ideas for the series of characters. This means that many of Dragon Ball's movies wipe the slate clean and return everything to the status quo by the end, which can occasionally feel like a frustrating waste of time. Dragon Ball Super's movies bug in this long-standing trend, but audiences still debate their canonical status. Well, that is all. And comment if you the video, and don't forget to subscribe and like, please. And I see you in the next episode, guys. Goodbye.